Woo! Welcome! It is spooky season! So, I'm in my spooky attire. Oh, sorry, the game isn't up. Let me get this up. More Paranormasight. I'm excited. Yes, say it again, please.
I'm going to kill everybody in this room and then myself.
Well, that's befitting of as it's the first day of October, so you're in the spirit.
All right. Well, anyway, I'll fucking repeat myself again. Then, I think that the Whispering Canal curse charm. I think
Will
that's
kill you
actually
automatically.
No, I think that's in the hands of the assistant guy. You remember we met him?
You mean after Okie died? Or like before?
Well, he didn't die. It was what was her name? Fuko.
The Yoko?
Yoko, thank you. I thought it was Fuko. Maybe.
I mean, we could
Yoko,
go.
I think
But you know
right.
what's slightly interesting? Do you think he now? I don't know whether or not if you fulfill the thing, you'll end up dying. But do you think the canal one in particular maybe potentially kills you when you fulfill the thing because you're also afterwards abandoning it?
You mean when you get the 100% dregs or whatever?
Yeah, for at least that one. I don't know if the other ones will kill you.
I don't know. Potentially, maybe, but I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
All right, Saba, which one do you want to do? Since two of these are obviously you.
Let's do one of the girls first, because I actually like the Tetsuo. He's like pretty bomb. So I don't want to do him first.
Do you want to play the schoolgirl or the MILF?
How about we do Haruo first, just because we saw her more.
That is true. The other one we just murdered like instantly.
Yeah. I wonder how it's gonna, because we have his timeline and how he interacts with them. I wonder how.
When you say he, who's he?
Shogo.
Shogo Okie. Well,
yeah.
Okie in this one, he dies here, like somewhere around here.
He dies pretty immediately. So that's like, yeah. Which timeline is the one that they're going to follow?
This timeline up here is the one that we're pursuing now, and in this timeline, he never gets the cursed stone. Period.
Yeah, he
sends Yoko.
Maybe
away.
Who knows? Maybe one of these guys ended up. Well, no, he drowned. He looked like he drowned, right?
Once again, I think if you were fucking listening to the words that I said, I'm pretty sure that the assistant guy gets it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, then the assistant guy, because I was thinking, like, was it some other curse that killed him? But I was like, oh no, it looked like he drowned, so it had to.
I think this guy is now in possession of the Whispering Canal.
Well, that's good to. I think that's a good.
Because he was the only other person that would have been around there around that time.
Anyway, oh look, now it's a story chart. Ah. It was messed up before. Now it's a story.
Oh, hey. Okay. Good.
Auto button display.
Not dreams. When the son of Haru Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. Well, fuck. 1 year later, Haru has hired a private investigator, Detective Jojo, to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective in her home, something strange suddenly appears. Okay. Jesus. Okay.
May those who mock fires something perish in flame.
Perish in the flame. Okay. The flame bearers kill them all. So if somebody's holding something that can control or create
a fire,
burn them alive. You have acquired the power of the cursed stone haunting clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire or fire-starting device on their person. Press the use curse button to set your target alight.
Do you think then the clappers? Oh. Does it?
I thought.
Does it share with us the real one?
When we found Detective Jojo, Well, because Detective Jojo was the one with this power, I think, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was him, yeah. As well.
Because he was the one who showed up, right? Because
Unless they're working together and he like tells her.
well,
and
I think
then
they are working together, but she has the Evergreen Beach, right? That was her thing. Or maybe not. Because when we found Detective Jojo, he was on the bridge where it was like the guiding lantern,
Yeah.
right? But that's not his power. His power is haunting clappers.
Yes. So we haven't met. We don't. It's not confirmed if we've met the beech tree or the lantern.
I thought we did. I thought it was Mama. I need a nickname for her. Or Shigima? No, her name was Shigima, right? No, it was Haru. Fuck, I don't remember her name.
Oh my god.
Give example memory. Red, red, red. Everything has died. Crimson red. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That
So it was
witch,
someone
those
else.
hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? Lure in under orders. Got it. This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head will split open. Ah, right, the evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder.
So it was, someone was burning alive, and then there was another sound that was louder than the clappers of the person who actually needed help, so they ended up dying.
Very weird.
That one's not too bad. That one's not that far away,
That
right?
one's not as bad as the little girl drowning in the canal.
I mean, this one... I meant this one's still pretty bad. I'm just saying, like, the connection between... Like, it wasn't, like, a reverse of, like, the little girl was.
My soul like thick tar. Oh. Now kill. Can you hear it curse better?
Well, okay, it also doesn't make sense. Unless he lost someone, she's the one who wants someone back alive, right?
Well, we know that she definitely does. Haru. Gotta remember, her name is Haru. Mama Haru. Shigima Wait, she has a mansion? Oh, Richter Belmont, Detective Jojo.
Detective Jojo.
What didn't I have like a silly voice for him? What was the voice?
You said you wanted like somewhat southern, and then I was like, I don't know, he looks like a JoJo character. Do JoJo characters sound southern? And I don't know, you just gave him like a goofy voice.
Well, do you remember what the voice was at all? Do I have to go back and find a clip?
I still think you maybe went slightly southern. But it's been 2 weeks, okay?
It has been 2 weeks. Wasn't it something along the lines of like hey there? You know what I mean? Something like that. It was like, back with me, ma'am.
I can't.
God,
it's
what
too
a
long.
beautiful man. Holy oh shit, I skipped my own dialogue. But it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. She looks like her brain is leaking out through her ears, dude. What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess she just woke up, maybe?
Sweet dreams. Housewife. God, she looks fucking soft. Oh my god. Man, having your child murdered does to a motherfucker.
God.
Okay. Well, what's new?
Yeah, she has the haunting clappers.
Oh!
It's her. It said at the top.
The haunting clappers. Okay. Interesting.
So why I guess he's just around like where she is. So it's like even though we saw him, it wasn't him. It was just him being there that gave us the clue that he asked us
he
for
just so
fire.
happened to be there at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But once again, but they're clear. Okay, so then they are clearly working together because remember he was the guy that was like, "Hey, you have your
A
you have
lighter
your
on you,
lighter,
right?
right?"
Yeah, and that's the clue that led us to knowing how to not waste your
Oh
stuff.
wait, no, you were reading these, weren't you?
Yeah. Are you sure that Haru? Is it sure not Haruwe? Because normally when I see Haru, it's just without the e at the end.
I mean, it might be Haraway, I guess.
I'm just gonna say Haruwe. Haruwe is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shumoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son, Shuichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case, a mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up, and Shuichi's killer remains at large. Ooh, leading the aggrieved Haruwe to call on the service of private investigator Mr. Jojo to uncover the truth.
I like Richter though. That's such a fucking good name.
How do we
Like,
combine Jojo into Richter, huh? You think about
well,
that for a second?
Richter. I mean, I was making the joke of Richter Belmont earlier, but it's not really a JoJo name.
The Shigema family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigema line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Harue's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigema clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Harue's marriage grew cold. Ooh. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haru a purpose in life, but it was cut
Until he was
short.
fucking murdered.
Yeah. Following the incident,
Oh.
Haru spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks to her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Harue's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home. With Haruwe left to live in the large empty mansion alone as a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time, the housekeeper comes in to take care of all the housework. Haruwe has nothing but time on her hands. I mean,
I mean, like,
it
what
was
the fuck,
her. It was
dude? I'm
his son
so
too.
sorry.
Sometimes it's also like what I.
Can
I
I can I
guess.
can I
Guess it
give you
happens.
my own theory at the moment? Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
fucked if the detective that fucked up the kidnapping? Why the fuck are you goth VTuber
It's
now?
October. It's spooky season.
happy, happy October, everybody. But
Spooky
anyway,
season.
what I was gonna say was what if it's
Was one of the other characters?
yeah,
Yeah, I
what if
was
it's
thinking
the other
about it.
main character? Ooh, woof. All right.
So I guess in this playthrough we're gonna see charred corpses instead of drowned people.
Instead of people drowning, I guess
Yeah.
so.
No, not dreams.
Sounds like something I might want to hear about. I like she's so lonely and has been living on her own for so long, and she just so happens to hire the most fucking bombastic private investigator in all of
I don't
Japan.
know. I would trust that man with my life. I don't know about you.
I would trust this man with anybody's life. I would trust him with like my entire family's life just because I want to be like, dude, what do you do to get your hair like that? Please let me know.
I wanna know.
Oh Jesus. Hello? This is you.
A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born.
Stereo.
A stereo unit with separated speakers, designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. What? Why would you do that? Oh,
Because it's a
eh.
cool piece of equipment.
That you don't. Whatever. Okay. An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called.
Oh,
A sticker. This is
well,
you.
I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is?
Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or another. He put it up
He put it
just
up.
before.
Oh, this you. Sorry.
Yes. It's un.
Do we have? We don't have different colored names, do we?
I don't know. We can
We'll
check.
see
I
in a
have no
second,
clue.
I guess. But
Well,
sorry.
you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. It is
Okay,
different.
we do. Yours is a light green. Mine is a light yellow. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Honcho from way back in set number one. This is a real collector's item.
Excuse me?
Don't tell me you've never heard of the Mockingbirds.
The what?
They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents.
All, mockingbirds are an actual bird. Second of all, that's a chicken. That's a chicken. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you.
The best part is nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough, they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. Like Banksy, but with stickers? No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Give me that sticker.
Give me that sticker.
See, I think they're mockingbirds because it's
Collect
a
your first
bird
mockingbird.
mocking. It's a bird mocking like a fashion thing. I think.
It's supposed to look like, what is it, the greaser? Like, you know how certain
Whoa!
people agree.
There's so many.
Zach, we
Oh
got
my god.
collectibles? Wait,
Oh
wait,
my
wait.
god.
Be in the right place at the right time in Honjo, and you might just be able to find all 20. Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, we need to find all of them now, Zach. It's not a not option. It's not we need to do it.
It's not a not option.
Yeah, it is the only option, is what I'm trying to say. But each of them has little like a blurb, right? I think that's
Yeah,
supposed to be a
kind
clue.
of giving a description as to where it might be found. Clock.
The swinging the
The
swinging of
swimming.
the the pendulum echoes through the room. It feels livelier than usual with Richter here. Usually it's just me. Mr. Jojo
God
Man.
damn, lady. Like you're so depressing.
A color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest model, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. Is her mom not alive? Did I forget that her mom died or something? The guest table. I don't know where father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it.
Okay. Oh,
The chandelier. The lights. The chandelier is the only thing in here that's my choice. It's my favorite part of the room. I'm not gonna lie, I like it, lady. They're
it's a nice
flowers. I don't know, Zach. Do you want to talk to the elephants in the room? Just like,
Excuse
no.
you, Saba. If I wasn't looking around, we wouldn't have found this chicken.
My heart's still racing. This is it. My chance. At long last. Okay, so normally we get the little scene, right, when they've acquired the thing. Correct?
That's what just happened, Saba.
I know, so but we're not at I mean, I guess we're not at location, right? Because normally you get it at location.
We are at so we're in the Shigima mansion. And so in the Seven Mysteries, it was haunting clappers.
Near present-day Shumoku Bridge.
Yeah. So I guess
Brought it to
so I
her?
guess that's different. I
He
mean,
could
she
have also
might have
done
she
that.
might have acquired the curse and then went home.
It's true.
Because it seemed like that was like our dream or something like that. Like a dream was causing us to freak out, but whatever.
Freak out! A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does.
But this guy is not very well known.
He should be well known. When I first visited his office in Oda City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. Because I was so distracted by, that
His
shirt. God
man
dang it,
tits.
button up, man! But after talking to him for a while, I
He
changed my
can't. There's
mind.
no buttons up higher.
Oh my god, he's too beautiful. Stop it. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort.
Why'd you get a little? Why'd you get a little British at the end?
Sort. The reliable sort.
Uh, to investigate unsolved kidnapping and murder
He
of her
caught
son.
up. Ooh.
Okay,
Once
take
a
it away.
police officer, Richter was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and has put his office in dire financial straits. How is he still in business? How he is still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Richter studied alongside Detective June Ario at the police academy. That wasn't the name of our guy,
That's
right?
the young guy. That's the
The
young
young
detective.
guy. Okay.
That was the young detective.
Somewhat
It's
surprisingly,
literally right here.
oh, it's literally true. I should have just looked left. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Richter excels at covert investigations and tailing his targets. He proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds. At impressing himself. That's fantastic. Richter's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine. Yeah, I think it's
Ern-
Ernest.
Ernestine.
Yeah, which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like delinquents, and can be frequently sighted searching around town for them while out and about. Richter typically leaves the office and, more importantly, Ernestine, in the care of Amamori, a junior high school. You think it's the girl? No.
I think it is.
Ooh, a junior high school who volunteered to assist Richter. Her name's not here. I guess you could.
It's straight up not here because she never introduced herself before she
That
fucking
is
died.
true. To assist Richter after being involved in a previous
Cool.
case. Oh, she
All
was
right.
involved in it. Oh, that's why she knows about the
Oh,
the thing.
the Azure Heron Agency.
Richter Kai's private investigation firm in Kamata Ota City. Originally, Kai
Quick
thought to
pause.
give.
Quick pause. Do you want to swap duties since you're the main character of this chapter?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
Just because it would be unfair for me to be like, hey, Saba, read for literally 4 hours.
Yeah, sure, feel free. Take it away.
Originally, Kai thought to give it a simple name like Kai's detective agency, but upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book alphabetically, he decided to pick a name starting with an A. Thus, the Azure Heron
Man,
Agency
he's
was
smart.
established. However, it is questionable whether the heron, a bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. Even his own assistant has referred to the name as confusing at best. After all, rather than an azure heron, Richter keeps a white parrot as a pet and dresses not in blue, but mostly in white. If there was a symbolic connection to be made here, it has surely been lost on all but Richter himself. Uh, a private investigator, also known as a private eye, is a detective who operates their own agency. Although there are no formal qualifications necessary to become a private investigator, that's not true. You actually do need a permit. Many are retired police agents or detectives due to the. Actually, maybe that's different in Japan. Maybe in Japan you
It
can
could
just
be.
become a private investigator. Because I know in the
I mean,
US you need to have a permit.
I'm sure. I
Anywho,
mean, maybe it's just like business, you know.
many are. It's actually in depending on what U.S. city you're in. The like test and like qualifications you need to meet to become a private investigator is actually more stringent than becoming a cop. Believe it or not. Anywho,
Wow.
many are retired police agents or detectives due to the similarities between the work involved. At a glance, private investigation firms and inquiry offices might look similar, but they carry out different types of investigations. Inquiry offices specialize in conducting credit checks on businesses, while private investigators are generally involved in tailing persons of interest and gaining information
Now, now, now,
surreptitiously.
pause. Why did we need to know what the difference was? You know?
It might be that might be just complete flavor text, or we might be talking with someone later who says that they're from one when they mean the other, and that's how we'll reveal that they're actually an idiot.
They're an idiot.
All right, let's talk to this man's. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. That's kind of creepy. Care to tell me what that was all about?
Well, where to start? Tell me my whole backstory again. Okay, never mind.
Interesting. Very interesting. A lot of detail in that story. You gotta love it. So, the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection and gave you the curse that you'll need to do
Wait,
it.
so they did. So it just showed up at her, like to her.
She might be withholding a little bit of information,
Oh, maybe.
right? Do I got that right?
That's right.
So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. Because you got this rock. I saw that cursed stone appear in your hand myself. It looks like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. What a cool little artifact thing. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna keep talking to him.
I don't think you quite understand.
I'm not carrying anything suspicious, so don't worry. Oh?
This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. She is. I still find this lady pretty gosh darn evil with the way
it's
she's kind
so
of.
it's so funny because it's like they did the like classic anime thing of like she has like your classic like hot mom like body proportions or whatever, but then her fucking face every time she's so tired and so evil, man. It's so funny.
The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head as clear as day.
You just knew, huh?
It was etched into my soul, along with the curse echoes, resentful memories. I guess it must be like the curse chose her because it was closest to her. Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. It might literally just be because of where she was. I'm not sure though.
So I can feel it, what it was like.
Oh!
Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It
It
fills me with
fills me with
bloodlust.
bloodlust.
Well, I mean, that's what happened to
Wait,
Shogo, right? Like he
did
got,
it?
yeah, he's like he got filled with like the urge to kill as well.
Oh, okay.
I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire.
Richter very quickly goes, whoop! And throws away his lighter. I see. That could be a problem.
You think so?
Lady, you just admitted to wanting to kill somebody. Also, why is my mole on this side of my face?
I thought it was weird. Am I tripping? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. Look, he's on the other side now!
Ah!
What's
The
happening?
stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief. Talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where where we've come from and where we're going.
That might be a good idea. I guess we can think now?
Stinky. Damn it.
Never
I can't. I just can't
mind.
talk to you again. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shigechi Kabokoko. Whatever.
Shuichi, but you're good. You're fine.
I couldn't read the words. I'm sorry.
You just okay. Oh yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it.
I mean, oh yes, now I remember.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean, lady?
I don't know.
Oh,
I guess she
yeah.
was kind of dazed. Remember, so.
Oh, well, you see, I'm just like an uber million yenaire or whatever, and it's like, I just don't think about how I spend my money no more.
Ah, I love yenaires.
That's what it's. It's fucking when you have a really rich person who just uses their money for evil. They're a yandere.
Oh my god! But no, so I was thinking of the other like money as well. Yes, the ruble air, and like just all of the other ones. Good.
That's what I'm here about today. In fact, kind of you to let me drop by so late. By the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come with a grand total of 1 lead.
That's better, better than nothing. So you said.
As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway.
I remember you were just about to tell me.
Fuck.
The Shigima kidnapping. Ooh.
A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida around 1 year ago. Harue Shigima's son,
Shuichi, yeah.
age 11, was kidnapped on way home from school with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigima family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. The culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Harue reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible. But her husband and father, who led the prestige of the police in high, or who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. After a week passed, and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. All right, well.
That does suck. I mean, it's just frustrating because it's like she should have a say, you know? And being like, just give them the money.
Oh my
Kid.
god, look at this tiny child. Murdered 1 year ago. Was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother, Harue,
Oh
amid his
no, not
father's
a mother.
frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in. Oh, wait, so that actually tells us when the game takes place. Early 70s would be early 70s would be anywhere between the 70 and 73, and they said he was
11
11.
years. Yeah.
He was 11 when he got kidnapped, which is a year ago. So we're actually 12 years after that. So we're somewhere between we're in like 82 to 85, 1982 to 1985. That's cool to know. Immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano,
No,
learning the
last
abacus,
one.
and taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them to all go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers.
I'm like, that's sad. Oh my god. I didn't want to be depressed now, but here I am.
Okay, talking to. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Okay. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found and then we can make a decision?
All right.
Okay. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself.
No, I'm very familiar. I was there, you know.
Lady, you are so tired. Sorry, I was dying.
I'm also.
And I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, Northern Oyoko River, here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area.
Did the river name pop up anywhere else in the thing?
It seems vaguely familiar, but I don't think we don't have a thing that says like location.
Look at the.
It was.
Yeah, look at these. Normally they have the locations at the top, you know, right? I think.
That's what I'm looking at. Yes. Is it this?
It's a bridge. Near Koma.
No.
This is. I find it even weirder though that we're like, this seems familiar. You know, it could just be us, you know, but
maybe. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi had been held captive, since Shuichi's voice can be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it is likely that he was abducted by car on his route home.
Maybe, but...
Exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gone into a car with a stranger.
That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children.
Is it possible that it's possible that they forced him into the car? The only issue there is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So Richter's getting at that he thinks that the person who kidnapped him was someone that he knew.
Yeah.
So did they target him at some other time or somewhere away from his unusual route? What? Anyway, both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, How did the kidnapper pull it off?
Yo, what if it's her husband?
What if it's a ghost?
But the ghost didn't happen until midnight tonight. Oh, these
How
are
do you
curses,
know?
though. These are curses. I don't know. I'm just, as they in these kinds of scenarios. Anyway, the police never managed to find an answer.
What if it was actually Haruo herself that kidnapped her own
Jesus
son
Christ.
and murdered him?
Oh, no. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must just have gotten lucky.
Well, why not turn the problem on its head? Make it do some breakdancing. The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody he would have had a reason to trust. A teacher, perhaps, or relative, or somebody else that he knew.
But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis.
What about his kendo teacher?
The police checked them all thoroughly.
They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't someone he knew? Or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer?
Oh, see, that's interesting. I didn't actually think of
That's a really
that.
interesting idea. Yeah.
Because he would have trusted the police, right?
Can I be straight with you?
Oh,
That never crossed my mind because
yeah.
I wouldn't inherently trust a police officer, but he literally grew up in a family of police officers. So
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
would
He
implicitly trust them.
trusts the yeah.
That's really interesting.
Man, Richter, you got us. You're definitely smarter.
That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima. Remember when I thought that you were gonna do most of the talking? The Shigima family had close ties with the police. After all, he would have had a reason to trust them.
You might be right, but surely that couldn't have.
Well, there's a problem with that. With the theory, you I'm so sorry. It caught me off guard.
Please.
You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be visible deterrent against crime. Good work, Samba. You read that line perfectly.
Perfectly.
I am now talking to you from this angle. But there's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine somebody suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. We always imagine a guy.
That's it. Yeah, it's true, you know.
What was that really great ad that happened during the Super Bowl like years and years ago, where it was like it was an ad about like, God, the long and the short of it was that it was like a public service announcement about like being aware of like child traffickers or whatever. But the commercial was
Definitely
like this woman and a kid, and she's like pulling the kid. Like there's a bunch of like fat, hairy, sweaty guys that are like coming around corners and stuff, and she's like, oh my God, we gotta get away. And then it's revealed at the end of the thing that she was a kidnapper, and all of those like sweaty, hairy guys that were like stalking them or whatever were just responding to the fucking Amber Alert that had happened. And it's like,
that's good. Wow.
It was a very interesting advertisement because it's like, it's not real, obviously, because it's just like an ad or whatever. But it did exactly what they assumed that it would, where it's like, oh yeah, all of these like fat, hairy, sweaty guys must obviously be the bad
guys. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. But even though you say it's not real, like it happens in reality. So, and I think that's the important thing is to remind people. It's like, hey, you have to be aware.
It's like the thing where there was a documentary that I watched on Amazon Prime back when I was like deep into unemployment, where it was about it was like the second most frequent reason that a kid gets kidnapped is because of an imminent divorce from the parents. or whatever. Like the parents are about to be divorced, and one of the parents is like, "Oh shit, I'm about to lose the kid. Let me just
Oh,
kidnap
so
the
they
kid
could
instead."
they keep
Right?
the kid, yeah.
But there was like this really fascinating thing where like when the mom or the female in the relationship rather would kidnap the kid and get caught with the kid in their like custody illegally, the assumption from like the local community was that, oh, she must have been saving the kid. There must have been something we didn't know about the father. And it's
Oh, see, that's the
like
thing. That's the thing. These are the
straight like she
biases
is
we
caught
have.
she's caught red-handed having kidnapped this child, and even if the child is like, no, she kidnapped me, the community's still like, oh well, you know.
Moral of the story: everyone can be a bad person. Anyone can be a
Moral
bad
of the
person.
story:
So
never
please,
trust women.
that's true.
That's what I've been saying.
That's true. It's true.
That's the first thing I'm gonna teach my kid one
Oh my
day.
god.
Never
That's
trust
why when
women.
I look at myself in the mirror, I don't even trust myself, Zach. Okay, you don't understand. It's hard.
How could you possibly trust your own reflection? It's fucking backwards.
I know.
Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that the danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong.
That's right.
Well, he has no sense of right and wrong anymore because he's in pieces.
Oh my god. Wait, surely you can't mean...
Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi
asking for help.
Oh!
Oh my god, this man's a genius and I'm dumb.
Can you help me find my dog?
Oh my god.
Man, there's a whole untapped market of kidnappings that we can do. I just have to find a bunch of like nondescript women. Boom!
Innocent looking women, yeah.
into this market, dude.
Oh my god.
If so, like you know that stereotypical like disgusting van with just like the words "free candy" painted on it. Imagine that, but then it's just like a normal looking lady behind the wheel. The kids are like, okay, they just pile into the back.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Yeah. If somebody like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into the car?
He might have.
Well, what a stupid piece of shit he is then.
I mean, I still don't think, like, it's one thing to be like, okay, lady, like, I'll kind of follow you to walk around to try to find your kid or whatever, or if you're lost, to point you in the right direction. But, like, getting into a person's car is still, I feel like, a stretch, but...
I mean, to be fair, he was 11.
Yeah. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. That's why you don't trust anyone!
This is why you cannot trust children! You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. Women absolutely do not need any more protecting. Mark my words.
No, it's more like women also can do very disgusting and disturbing things. Don't trust anyone, okay?
But if Shigechi believes
Shuichi!
it, then he might have had something here. What? Read the thing!
Then you think the culprit was a young woman?
I love the idea of Richter.
Oh
And it's not a good voice that I'm doing. It's obviously a terrible voice.
I love him.
The idea.
And he's gonna die, and I'm so sad.
I love the idea of Richter just kind of being delusional. Like,
oh my god.
I said that.
But it was a man's voice on the phone.
Voice modulators, you idiot. She might have been.
Was there voice modulators then?
Or maybe she didn't even realize. Yeah, in the 80s, absolutely.
Okay.
She realized she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. I love the idea.
That part's a little.
I love the idea that even now we are giving the benefit of the doubt to the woman.
Now, before this line, I would say that could be reasonable. This line, if you're just... Who would come ask you to ask a kid to have you say that you're confused to get them in your car. Like, that's a little too weird to just nonchalantly be like, yeah, this kid will be fine. You want to think about it? Never mind. We're gonna talk.
So the question is, did anybody see Shigechi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance?
Hey,
See, what I said
grandmas
about
are also
people's
suspicious.
biases, that
Okay?
goes for witnesses. That's a good point. That goes for witnesses too. And I figure that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get new answers. So I spend my days asking around Shigechi's school route, seeing if anybody had seen something. And one man thought he had.
Do you mean he saw it happen?
Well, kinda. He saw Shigechi talking to some pretty young thang, and then she was like, bang, bang, and shot
Oh
him in
my
the shoulder.
god.
But we assumed it was okay because she was a young woman and not an old guy.
Oh my god.
She
You're
fucking puts
losing
on a
it.
balaclava and kneecaps the kid, and everybody around is like, "Yeah, that's reasonable." Fucking... Oh, sorry, I just realized my camera is like all out of focus.
Oh my
If only I had anybody who was watching that could have told me that.
Oh, yes, I agree.
During my trip, that was one of the conversations that I thought was like the funniest. Was one of my cousins streams Destiny 2 like very frequently, and he talks
Cool.
about how it's a really good way of earning like passive $5,000 to $6,000 a month.
Oh my god! Oh! Oh,
Right?
wow!
Because literally
Okay.
all he does is he stream like he used to stream like all day every day Destiny 2.
Okay.
All he does is just like the weekends, but he still has like partner contracts, and he still has like people who have set up like automatic subscriptions to his channel. So
Oh,
he's
so he's
like,
still
yeah, every
getting
month
it. Oh.
yeah, and so like every month it's like a $5,000 to $6,000 check. And I'm like, Jesus fuck.
Wow.
And it's like, well, what do you do? And it's like, I play Paranormasight.
Hey, we're
My
having a
game
lot
is
of fun, okay?
single digit viewership right now.
You guys haven't played this game, it's good, okay? Totally
Oh.
recommend it.
All right. Anyway, we're back. Sorry, just clicking on stuff. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if he could talk in private. Okay, we're finally moving on to a second scene.
Several hours earlier.
You can tell because of the sepia tone. All right, this should do. God damn, Richter.
Remember,
There's no one
wait, hold on,
around who
but
you can
remember when
speak.
you said you weren't going to speak that much?
Oh yeah. Fucking. Well, you're doing whoever
Two
this other
things.
person is, so get hyped for that.
Yeah.
No one can speak. Now we can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? What the hell?
What if this guy did it?
It's John Ouchie.
Jonochi? I'm just saying
It's
Jonochi.
John Ouchie.
John Ouchie.
John Ouchie. Got it. Well, John Ouchie, I'm all ears.
Wow, that's an evil face.
That is an
Just
evil
so we're
face.
on the same page.
This guy has a hunch like me.
You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigima's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Man, it's first and last
Of
name.
course. What else do I look like?
How should I know? That's what a private detective looks like. Whatever, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. Instead of sideways. My life is in danger. I need your help. Okay? We went from,
You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who is trying to kill you? It's that guy, and he points like way down the way. It's just a guy standing there. He waves high.
a student called Michio Shiraishi?
Isn't that the so the third main character is a schoolgirl. That's the one who died. That's the third main
Oh, the
character's best friend.
friend. Oh, what? Why is she trying to kill
Interesting. What the hell?
a schoolgirl? Wait a minute. Schoolgirl?
Fucking, are you? Is there someone in the background talking?
No.
Okay. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty.
It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Chio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Oh no. Oh
Shuichi Shigima.
dear. Okay,
Shikichi.
now the line of maybe she didn't even know what she was doing makes a little more sense if they're like in school, like it's that young of a girl.
Come again?
I saw her talk to him on the street and led him away and lead. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it. Or at least she got something to do it with. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. What if this guy's the murderer and, like, the schoolgirl knows? And so he's trying to, like, get rid of...
fucking Ted Bundy-ass hair, so maybe. If that's true, then you've been sitting on some valuable information, and the fact that you're only bringing it up now is pretty fucking suspicious, asshole.
That is true.
Why didn't you tell anybody?
Well, you see...
If you can't explain that, I don't have a reason to believe you.
I couldn't... She told me that she'd kill me if I spoke a word. Wow, you're afraid of a high school girl?
How did she know that you knew? What happened to your hair? Why is your hair crazy?
You're just focusing on the hair.
You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on it all this time and you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans?
Yes, that's it exactly.
In the background,
man.
In the river, in the background in the river, you see this small shadow, like dolphin diving in and out, and then like we zoom
it's
in,
her.
and it's her with like a fork and knife, like ah.
That's pretty funny. I'm begging you, don't let her get to me. Arrest her, I'm telling you, she's a demon.
Well,
I guess a high school boy could do this. I guess I have to be fair. If like someone could be afraid of, like, depending on how I guess the high school boy acts and stuff, they could be pretty scary. So I guess the girl, I have to be fair, the girl can be the same. Zach.
But it just doesn't. What? What? I'm trying to get through this, okay? One of us had COVID recently, and the other one is making fun of them.
Making fun of the burp.
How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? She has a gun, idiot!
You don't know what she could do. She'll curse me.
Curse you?
I love him. I love him. I love him so much.
Richter so much, dude. Oh my
I do.
God.
Oh man.
I have never been more gay in my entire life than right now looking at this guy. I'm sorry, but you're losing me here.
It's true. Her house, it's... Oh, forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough, I'll find someone else to help me. So she has...
That guy is super dead.
He is super dead.
Hey.
So pre-curse? She has a curse?
I think
her friend died.
This is
what
I'm talking about. I don't think that the curses all activated at one time, like it was an event. I think the curses just activate on their own.
I think our schoolgirl that we'll play as, maybe her friend left their talisman at the school, and so she died recently. Like the same thing kind of would happen with Yoko or whatever. Something happened where she died, and so her friend went to go get it.
I mean, potentially. It's a little too far-fetched to know for sure, but that's entirely possible, sure.
Yeah, that man's dead, sorry.
Hello, welcome back. We're back to the present. And that's about the long and the short of it. Wow, this I said the exact same thing.
I I can hardly believe it.
Well, then why did I even come here, lady? Like, if you're just gonna shoot down my investigation immediately, what the hell? At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But then a rich lady decided to pay me a lot of money, and now I'll believe anything.
Wasn't this just a few hours ago though? I thought he was
This
working with her
was
for a while.
several hours ago.
And
It's been a day.
if we
Oh
can
shit,
just
I keep
find
clicking
that
the button by
girl.
accident.
Thank you.
Curse or no curse, if she was with Shigechi on the day of the
Shuichi.
kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei John Ouchi, and he's a teacher at Komogata
Shonichi.
High School here in
Oh,
Sumida.
that's another reason maybe that he's afraid of her if he's a teacher. Okay. Makes a little more sense. A teacher? Then this schoolgirl.
Is one of his students? I think that's very likely.
Exclamation mark. I don't know. There's literally nothing to say
The
for that line.
suspicious side eye. Let's see what she was looking at.
Offensive criminal
Yes.
side eye.
Holy shit, we're still not done with this topic. At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully, it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. Okay, we're finally
Okay,
done.
we're
Thank
done with the
Christ.
kidnapping. Wait, do the
About the right
investigation.
of
We're not done.
resurrection.
We're not done with the investigation.
The right of resurrection, huh? I read about it in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently, some old book showed up recently that had all the gory details. And they say that the right can be found somewhere in Honjo.
I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like
It felt like.
like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope for the first time.
Well, that's unsettling, lady.
Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school?
That's not reasonable. Like you were always going to send him to school. That's not something you would have randomly done.
What if I had just paid the ransom?
You probably should have, but
She
that's
wanted
what you
to,
get
but
for
like,
that's what
yeah.
you get for having a cop family.
Oh my god. Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive.
You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not
Man,
yours.
look at this beautiful man side profile.
Look at
it's
my side.
beautiful.
Look at the mole being on the wrong side of my face yet again.
It magically teleports itself.
It just keeps going on the wrong side. Though I know I won't help any, grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right. I guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. She's very sad. But, and this is a big but, just like mine, Richter, Belmont.
I knew you were gonna go to.
If this right is the. Oh, wait, can I. Give me 1 second. I gotta look something up for you. Why do you have fucking 4 viewers? Who the fuck is watching you?
I don't know, but I have pulled
You're
up on
drawing them in
myself.
with your fucking anime tits. It's not
No, I
fair.
swear to you, it's probably half of them are me because I'm just like, please, I want.
You
I just want to
Uh,
read.
YouTube. Give
But
me
I
one
don't
second.
know.
I gotta look something up. I gotta look something
Hello,
up. Give me 1 second.
lurkers. Welcome. It's spooky
Hello,
season,
lurkers.
October. Woo, spooky.
Live,
We're playing a spooky game, so we're in season.
All right, here you go.
Okay, what exactly did you need to pause for?
I want you to look at this and tell me that you don't see Richter doing this.
Oh my god, hold on. Let me just open this up and make sure no one can hear it. Oh, I don't want to hear that. No, thank you.
Give it a second.
What is this? 47 seconds. Oh yeah, that flip of the hat. Yes. The answer to your question is of course he would do this. I
God, I
agree.
love
I
five.
agree. Okay, you can continue now. I agree. 100%.
If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to boogie down.
Oh, that's a shame.
By the way, he just said that if she does end up trying to kill people, he's gonna stop her.
Yeah.
A shame, huh? That's
She's gonna be like, I'm
all.
gonna just kill you instead. I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. Why not say handy?
You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? You don't see an issue with that?
Yes, she is. I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. Okay, well, maybe the bloodlust is kind of talking a little bit, lady,
I
okay?
love I love how insistent this game is on zooming in on the pixelated bullshit.
Eyes?
Like, this game has incredible art, but yet they insist on zooming in way too far.
Don't you just feel the suspense?
That's so. That's so, is it? Dear, oh dear, what have I got myself into? All right, about the investigation. Okay, so I have to exhaust all the other dialogue first, and then I can go back to the investigation.
If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them.
I won't be party to murder, ma'am, not even for a
Just
client.
I'm just waiting for her to be like, okay, then I'll kill you. Just think of me
Well,
as threatening
he
you.
needs to have some sort of fire starter in order for her to kill him.
I don't think paying him will
I don't
help
think
us.
paying him is going to change his mind at all.
In fact, he'll be like, now you're trying to bribe me. Like I'm not like he's
Yeah,
not
he's like,
shallow.
oh,
That's the thing. From what we've read about his little blurb, he's not a shallow man. So
he literally is too soft-hearted. So you should say that's a shame and try to ploy at his fucking sympathy.
it's hilarious. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn.
You're damn right I am. Now move on, lady. Let me say though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can
What
help
does
you out.
that mean? What do you mean? You have in
I don't
mind.
know. Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul
Oh,
drinks?
and
And
that's why she's like, just give me your stone.
yeah,
Ah, oh, I get it. I understand.
if that it was all you're after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later.
Then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? What does that mean? That
I
doesn't make any
kill them and
sense.
take their stone.
Yeah. That would that would void yeah the
That would
contract.
void our contract, ma'am. I'm just warning you.
My.
Real quick question. What was the conditions of our thing? What was
So
the
they have to
conditions?
have fire on them or something that starts fire.
Right?
Yeah.
Possession of fire or a fire starting device. Does a bullet count?
Uh
Because when the hammer hits the pin at the
yeah, it
end,
causes a
it does
spark.
create a spark, which is fire.
Now, is this purpose for starting a fire? Like it has to be like the purpose of this object is to start fire. It may be
Well,
that because this is
the
fire
only thing we've
starting.
ever seen was a lighter, which is obviously
Yeah,
explicitly
so like
start
a
fire.
gun is to shoot a bullet. It's not to like start a fire, you
I
know?
mean, but it is though.
But it isn't though.
Because I was just
It
thinking about
does,
it
but
where
it
it's like, this
does.
power is actually incredible when you use it against police officers.
Well, let's see. We'll see if it does,
Although
because
this
we
is
do come
Japan, so I
across
guess they don't all
police,
have
right?
guns. About my curse.
You haven't finished about my investigation, so I don't
Yeah, Saba, fucking,
I
what
don't
did
know
I
why you're doing the
say
rest of
three
them. I don't know.
times?
Whatever, just keep talking.
Saba, but no, fuck you. I kept
It's your
clicking on it, and
line.
then it's like, oh, we have to exhaust all other dialogue first, and then we can go back to the investigation. Thank you for paying attention.
Hmm.
Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The haunting clappers, was it? The one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo? Actually, there's 15, if I remember correctly.
Here's 500. That's right.
7,000 mysteries of Honjo. I just in the
7,000.
bathroom.
The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that.
In that case, my money would be on all the curse bearers being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. It could even come from right now!
That sounds sensible.
Okay, let's think. Damn it.
Doesn't have many thoughts in her head, I guess.
See? Oh, look at that, Saba. Look at that. About the investigation, it tells me to fucking exhaust the rest of the dialogue?
I don't know, Zach.
Huh?
If you click on it a few more times, maybe something will
I fucking
change.
hate you and your stupid head. And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right?
That's right.
In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed that warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the
I don't
table.
know. I think, people turning your back on you and then they die is
That one
probably
is
way simpler.
so interesting. Now, could you imagine if we had the one where it's like, oh, if you psychically hear my fucking power, it kills you? Like that one's OP as shit. And the only reason we were able to beat it is because of nonsense.
Because we're in a video game. True.
The target can't do much to throw it off, and it's a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. And say that the condition were already fulfilled before they even knew you're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them.
Now pause for a second. So we
Yeah,
actually know a couple of the curses, right?
we know a decent
Do we know
chunk of the
3?
curses. Yes,
4. We know at least 4.
we
One right
know
is
we
turn your
know
back
we
on them.
know the clappers. We know turning your back.
And then we know the light
We
one,
know the darkness
darkness.
one. We know the darkness one. Yep. We know the feet.
Yeah, not hearing it. Okay, so we
Yeah,
actually
I
have
think that was
gotten
4.
yeah,
4
yeah,
out of 15,
which is good.
allegedly.
Allegedly, 4 out of 7,000. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said, what I
Well,
want.
I mean, she did try that on us, and then she did murder us. So threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. I noticed that this voice is very different than what I started out with. Because originally it was something kind of like this. And now it's
Originally, it was
just kind
definitely
of this
more
nasally thing, which is a lot easier to do, funny enough. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second.
at the last second. What an interesting idea. I thought, you have no choice but to use the curse.
That might have just been the old curse. I don't know. I have a. Oh, sorry. This
That's
is you.
me. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. On him?
That's an
Oh
interesting proposition. Please don't kill me. But maybe not.
no!
I'm not quite crazy enough to turn myself
No,
into a
no, no, no.
guinea pig.
He's like, I'm not quite. What is it? Ugly enough to do you. No, I am too beautiful to. Oh, I see.
You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and
And I
I
don't.
don't think it's just because of the curse.
You flatter her. She is so tired. Oh my god.
She is so tired. As for what we need to do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not doing anything spontaneous
Like blowing
or
yourself
outside of
up.
your normal routine. Okay, understood. Got it. Okay?
Finally!
Right then. Have you decided what you want me working on?
Honestly, we need to know. I want, like, investigate the kidnapping. And, like, he can keep his eye out with the thing.
Can I be for real with you? I think that this is branching path.
Oh,
I think that this is what?
no.
No. I
It'll
think that
show
this
us
is branching
switching,
path.
yeah. So even if you wanted to, we could, like,
I
come
think
back
we
later.
hired him for this, so just have him do this.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I agree. Finally, I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son.
Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus my efforts on looking into the kidnapping.
Although, something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the
Hey,
sun rises. Could you search
ma'am,
for the
are
other
you
curse
okay? What
bearers?
happened to your lazy eye?
Oh gosh. I said the line.
Wait. Wait, so it didn't matter? We said investigate the thing, and then it's like, oh, well, anyway, look for curse bearers.
As well, yeah. Well, we'll see.
All right, I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise.
Do police
I
not,
bet they'll
like,
bring.
monitor at night? Is that not a
Police
thing?
are not very good at their jobs no matter what country you're in,
Oh my
Sava.
god.
I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night, and once the city wakes up, I can start asking questions. I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try and find Miss Shuri Hashi?
That's the girl.
Shur Shira
Shira.
Shiraishi.
Shiraishi? I don't know.
Shinraishi as part of the bargain.
Shiraishi, yeah, yeah. Thank you. That's more than enough.
Cool.
Well, we're supposed to stay inside.
Well, how do I get him to
Woo
leave?
woo.
Oh, now then. God, fucking long pants.
Look at that stance. That's a power
I
move.
should get powerful stance. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it, and try to be ready for anything.
I will. Ooh.
Well, if that's all, I should get going.
So are we following him?
I guess this is where I guess this is around the time. Well, okay, she's already out. She's already out of the house. So I guess this is around the time where he would be on the bridge, hypothetically, right?
If you look at it though, like there is no room for branching pathways here. Like the
Right,
only
I think that yeah, but I think that this is going to zoom out and shift around as more path. As,
Oh,
like,
you think
branching.
it'll okay? Because the only thing I could think of is like, oh, you get past like the first ending of Shogo, and then it goes up as like a branching path. But
So, despite having obtained the curse of haunted clappers, determined to use the right of resurrection by stealing the remaining cursed stones, and tries to private investigate Richter to find the other curse bearers. All right, fuck it, let's go. I say let's just keep going on the same path until we can't no more.
Till can no more. No
Shigibo.
more.
Reception.
Reception room.
Lady, you gotta get out of this fucking depressing ass room.
It's been almost an hour since Richter left.
Did you know that I'm still gonna be doing a lot of talk? Like he just shouts to the other room.
He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So nothing's happened. So all I can do is wait. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michio Shiraishi. But first I need to find more soul dregs. Why?
Oh, newspaper.
Is this a newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. I mean, why not read it? You know.
Because it's gonna be a curse and we're gonna die.
What, reading a newspaper?
You don't know.
I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do.
Okay. Society articles.
It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it made my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog.
Oh.
Another one! All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy.
So so that's really interesting. So that's actually the economy in Japan in the 80s was actually weaker than it is today then. Which is kind of interesting because that's like, or actually, I guess maybe the American economy is just worse. Maybe.
Dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Video
You know what
games!
they're talking about the fucking NES, dude.
Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestsellers. Back in my day, fusion, rock, and folk music was all the rage, but now it's all about city pop and idols. How old is she? She doesn't look that old. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. I don't think it gives age.
Doesn't. Okay. Well, she's an older lady, older. I would say she's probably like early 40s, maybe mid 40s. Considering that her late son was 12, would be 12.
Unless
Maybe
she had him
actually,
like
you know
really
what?
early.
Actually, you know
Maybe
what?
still in her
Actually, you
30s.
know what? It's the 80s. She was probably like in her mid to early 20s when she had him.
Yeah, so that's why I was like maybe in her
So
like
she's actually
30s.
in her like mid to late 30s. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise.
Fuck yeah! Let's go.
But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. Oh, there's
Oh my god!
more!
Oh, well,
Oh,
check the television
no.
real quick.
I don't really watch much television. Feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. My father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss.
All right, time to talk about society.
If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crime. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anyone I knew. I don't read the news anymore, not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Suicide at local high school.
I think this might
Is
be
this
what's her
her?
face?
Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure? She's gonna see the name. What? But no, this can't be right. Her name. Michio
Yes!
Shiraishi from Komagato High School. It can't be. So that's the one
That's
lead
good.
they had, right?
Well, because that's what the friend was saying, right? Was like, oh, I'll bring you back.
So that's how she died, right? So, okay.
Yeah. She died by painting the pavement with her brain.
Oh my god. Although with... You realize there's music now?
Yeah.
Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing now. Skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership.
Yes!
Ow. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. That's unfortunate. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me.
Could you imagine if, while we were reading this, we just looked up and it was like a face?
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah.
We gotta be careful, man. Like, why would you voluntarily choose to just wait in this room specifically?
I don't know about that, but like she's in her own house, so no one should be able to just get
Yeah,
in.
but it's a giant house, man. Like I still very much, and this is just because I'm an anxious piece of shit, but like I still very much subscribe to the idea of purposefully squeaking making your floorboards a little squeaky, so that way you can track where people are moving in your house at all times.
Interesting. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I
Yes!
think it's called. Yeah, we talked about that a few minutes ago. What? Was that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now, with how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore.
Man, can you
This is
imagine
what
what
we're gonna be
this
in our
lady has to
30s?
learn about the fucking internet? God, she's gonna explode.
It's young people who are leading the way with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. It's like, you know what's weird
She's a
too?
boomer!
No, you know what's weird as well is that because it's everyone was once part of that younger generation, right? And so it's weird to feel like
Well,
the
there
shift.
were, to be fair, there were definitely generations, depending on what nation you were in, but there were definitely generations that left literally no impact on society whatsoever.
Like they just
People,
existed.
yeah, because, I mean, straight up, that's why we have the quote unquote silent generation or Gen Y. You know what I mean? The silent generation did fuck all. It was the boomers, then nothing, then millennials and Gen Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know about Japan. It's entirely possible that she's part of that generation, but because what is it? We said that this is 85, right? 80 something.
We said in the mid 80s.
So if we think that it's let's say 85 for the sake of just argument, and we said she's mid to late 30s, so let's say 35 just for the sake of argument, that means that she was born in the 50s. So she was born after World War II. So she's part of the Restoration generation, which is interesting. Now that the
over.
comedy boom is over.
All the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. More!
Okay, we're done.
Never mind, we're
hey,
done.
We learned what's her face.
Should we
is
think
dead.
or whatever?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of no point in turning it on. Okay.
She feels nothing. The
Flowers put me at ease a little.
It's too late.
she's so listless.
It's just the
like,
table, I guess.
why is this room designed like a fucking like who puts chairs directly in front of a double doors like this? That's so.
Well, it depends. Their rooms are like pretty small. I thought depends on like I guess.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but it's just like I don't know. Like for me as an individual, I would never put my back to an openable door.
I understand that, but do you think we can fax anyone? No. Can't we call him?
The rotary phone's a different
Yeah.
thing.
Can we call him? Can we call him to say
Oh! It rang.
Well, yeah, we have to answer. Hello?
7 days.
Shikima residence. And she's dead. Are we switching over to him?
I don't think so.
Are we sure?
Oh,
yes! This beautiful
Oh my
man.
god.
Look at him. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Okay, so he invited her out. Richter, there's something I need to tell you.
Funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
You want to look around first?
Yeah.
I can't waste time, basically.
Surroundings, the river. Keep your eye out for stickers, man.
Yeah, we couldn't read it.
Found one!
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Is that a flamingo in a schoolgirl's uniform?
That's amazing.
That's awesome, dude.
You want to see what it says? Let's go down.
The
Pink Punisher. That's funny.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh my god. See? Who's the world's greatest? It's me.
See, as soon as you said it, we knew. We're on Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night.
Okay. Oh, it's a real bridge again. One of the bridges spanning Sumida River completed in 1927 as part of the reconstruction effort following the Great Kanto earthquake. It is notable both in its instinctive blue arches and the cutting edge for the time techniques used in its construction. There are many bridges stretching across Sumida River, each boasting a unique structural form and design. Oh, very cool. So actually, should we be paying attention to its structure?
I don't know what these blue arches are. I guess.
Well, everything looks blue right now because of the the thing. But in the picture that it showed, I mean, I won't go back to it. But in the picture that it showed, it was the steel was painted like a light blue. Okay, so we got all that. So let's look at. So these are Sumida River.
The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night when it's still, it almost looks peaceful.
Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home?
I couldn't say.
I picture that one little room because that's where I spend literally all my goddamn time.
True. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it.
Right, I should have guessed, because this is where your son was found in 4 pieces floating.
It's true. This was where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful?
He wanted to be a police officer.
Oh my god. I've come here every day since then,
What? Why?
and I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son.
Give me back my son.
My son? Day after day after day.
You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. A
Hmm?
world of water. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Why is my mole on the wrong side again? Back when, if I'm always going to be from this side, why didn't they just remove the mole? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way.
Oh my
They
god,
associated
what
the
if.
far side of the river with the afterlife. The same place would later become Honjo.
Zach, what if one of them is just like you have to be on or in a body of water? Like on top
That'd
of
be
or like crossing a
that'd be
body of
fucked up.
water.
All that fear and revulsion accumulated here and took root. But then the Ryogo Kukoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Mareki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways.
Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told.
They were, but that's not what they were all used for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore,
Our shore?
and to stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide.
Our shore?
What happened to the size of my skull? Why is it so tiny suddenly? Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too.
So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife?
Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the seven mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing right now, right over the water, the border between life and death, pushes her.
Or battle music starts.
If there were ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's right here over the scum water. It's funny you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
No, just thinking out loud, ma'am. Did you ever pick up that lighter I asked you to from the store?
Oh my god.
Like just constantly asking, like, did you pick up the lighter? Did you buy one?
Well, it's a nice thought.
That's artwork. That's not. I don't think that's a photograph. A Class A river that was part of the Arakawa, right? Arakawa
I like
River
the
system.
idea of being like, I know it's a class A, but instead you could say a class, a river that is part of the
A river that is part of the Arakawa River system, which runs through much of eastern Tokyo and empties into Tokyo Bay. During the Edo period, Sumida's riverbanks played a key role in the transportation of lumber used for construction. In addition to its logistical importance, it was also a place for the common folk to gather and enjoy activities such as seasonal flower viewing or river bathing. Ew. And there, actually, I guess the river was probably cleaner back then. And there exist many woodblock prints depicting such activities. The area became plagued with sewage issues when the surrounding environs were industrialized in the post war period. But the situation has improved since. Many unique bridges span the Sumida River, including the Ryogo Kukoku Azumabashi Bridge, which attract a large number of visitors as sightseeing spots. Massive fireworks displays in the summer were also are also always sure to draw a crowd. The river has served as a cornerstone for the city. What the fuck? The river has served as a cornerstone. Give me a second.
For both the city and its people, having both aided in its development and serving as an inspiring backdrop for countless works of art and literature. There you go.
My niece and her fiance are leaving for Colorado. They're moving, so she just wanted to say goodbye.
Well, that was nice.
Okay, I'm gonna take a drink of water.
I finished reading the rest of it, so.
Thank Christ. It was killing me. All right, we got it.
So why are we here, sir? That's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you?
Yes. Anyway. Go ahead.
It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a high school girl.
So yeah, so she would be like mid to late 30s then.
Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy and it stank.
Just like me.
Oh my god. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. Oh!
Hell yeah, dude. Delicious.
And
it's
one
like
day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand.
What the fuck? What?
It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that, although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable... Oh, that's why she knew. And that they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone.
Jesus. Wait. Are you talking about the Nijima murders?
Nijima. So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time.
So I'm like late 20s, I guess? Early 30s, late 20s?
She's older than us. Sorry, Richter, I guess. I'm her. Whatever. We know, we know what I'm saying.
Imprinting. I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Saba, can you help me with this?
Yes. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human hand was left discovered floating in the Sumida River. Yeah, testing revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student, as it appeared to have been severed deliberately. The police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible because visibility was poor. The stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and I think that's probably good enough, and what appeared to be part of her leg before the search was called off. Sorry, not good enough. It was probably good enough to confirm that, yeah, it was... Yeah,
right, but they wanted the whole body.
Yeah. It would have been nice to get all the whole body. Yeah. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual firework festival to be called off indefinitely. Fix the goddamn water, please. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones. This caused a stir among the police, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so the police were unable to open any inquiries. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until, what? Hitherto unrelated individual came to his attention during a questioning about a separate incident. Fumichika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underwater storeroom of his shop, which also served as his... Oh, sorry, underground. Underwater. I was like, yeah, that's a little weird.
The underwater storeroom of his shop.
Underwater storeroom. It's pretty good. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, and severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was... Oh, no. As she screamed silently behind her sealed lips, he proceeded to her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees, working his way inward slowly and methodically. His victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Najima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home in the Sumida River before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation, where they were eventually reported. Once apprehended, Najima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down into tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me. I know it was wrong." In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse, although the efficacy of his method strongly suggested he had committed similar crimes in the past. No corroborating evidence ever came to light. Was he possessed?
I doubt it will be relevant, but it seems like he was possessed by a murderer.
Najima was sentenced to life in prison at his first hearing. The sentence was imposed with no appeal from the defendant. Oh, I'm surprised they didn't just be like...
no appeal from the defendant?
Yeah, he was like... He clearly knew what he did was wrong, even if he wasn't in control, you know? He's probably haunted by it.
Very, very interesting. Fuck.
Yo.
Look at his thumb.
His thumb.
Oh
wow.
My God. That's so funny. Well, I look forward to that guy murdering us later.
To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. That's him.
A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself.
That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anyone would go looking. For what? Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And that made them easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Right, because the river was so disgusting, it actually slowed the rotting process of the body parts.
They arrested him shortly after, Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. The river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's minds and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least that's how it seemed to me. Well, was that interesting?
It was really macabre, lady. Like, it makes me really sad. Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Najima murders.
But how could I not? Oh no, did she kill her after all? I was the one. Oh, she found the hand. Okay, who found the hand?
Lady, that's really fucked. Did you go to therapy? Like, are you okay?
Police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Najima to justice.
That's not really a shining endorsement of the police force, but whatever.
That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me.
But Jesus Christ, lady, are you okay? Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day.
Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it.
The killer or your dad?
I don't know. I think it was like the killer,
Dude,
maybe.
I
But
can't
I don't think the
believe that
killer.
this isn't even what we were here to talk about.
Yeah, the Sumida River definitely, definitely ended up with the long.
Jesus. Okay, we're finally caught up there.
Anything else behind us? Did anyone pop up as we went on this?
Yeah, that guy.
we went on this giant monologue.
I think we're good. What the fuck? Oh, right, because this is just a 3D photo that they slightly digitized. All right.
He's gazing down at the water.
Yeah.
Why are we here? You go first. Why would I go first? What do we have to say
Because
to him?
the schoolgirl died.
Oh, let us go first.
All right, I'll go first.
Something I need to tell you.
What's up? Why are
Man,
you so close to my face?
we just have this picture of beauty in front of us. Can you like just soak it in, okay? Well, oh, it's gone. That girl, Michio Shiraishi.
The one who was with Shigechi on the day of the kidnapping?
Shuichi. That's her. Well,
I like the idea
she's
of me
dead.
mispronouncing it in character and then you correcting me in character as if you wouldn't fucking murder me immediately. She's what?
Student who committed suicide last week. It was her.
I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonauchi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave?
Seems like we're back to where we started.
Oh my god, dude, don't crinkle your face like that. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I put money on him having something to do with Miss What?
Shiraishi's.
Miss Shira's death.
Nice.
That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her.
I see.
You see, I bullied my own student until she committed suicide because this is a game from Japan, and that apparently happens a lot. And so, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping.
Hmm?
In any case, I think I got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch.
A hunch?
Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess?
I think this is what he is like. This is what he wanted to say, right? Probably.
Yeah. Do you want to take a guess?
I don't really have anything that I'm thinking of.
Well,
If you have something. Yeah, we can guess then. You can try. I can't say for certain, but sorry, I was thinking about it.
Oh fuck.
Well, you're the one. What did we guess
Hold
here?
on. In any case, I think I got a good idea what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Try to take a guess. I can guess. So he, Mr. Ouchie, is hiding something. I don't know, man.
We don't know much about her.
She silenced herself. What if Michio silenced Mr. Ouchie with a curse?
What do you think?
He did mention he was scared of that, but it doesn't tell us anything new. Might be a little far-fetched. Fuck!
You see, I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm not really cut out to play detective.
Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will be out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Ouchie.
Wait, so we could have been right about it?
I guess. I have no idea what the fuck it...
Because he never told us what his theory was. We just kind of guessed.
Yeah. Well.
Please, go ahead.
Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 Mysteries looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates.
There he is!
There he is. There's Soapman. First, a tall man I ran into in Kishibori Park. Yeah, he definitely has Whispering Canal. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer.
Well, if you think about it, look, he didn't actually actively try to kill him.
Yeah,
right? Because he just left.
Well, because remember, his goal wasn't to resurrect anybody. It was to bring the cursed stone back to his boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, give me a second. My phone is acting weird. Okay, done. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warugetsi, Waluigi Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the cursed stones in his hand. I don't recognize this guy.
I don't remember which street it was.
He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I bet. He made a good target. Or he'd make a good target. Hey, it's them. Next up is a pair. A young man and woman I saw on Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I don't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. The last 2 detectives I saw... Okay, so he didn't find the schoolgirl, which is interesting. The last 2 detectives I've been found sniffing around.
The police are involved?
Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's gotta be up.
How do you know where they were from?
Let's just say that when you're in the business, there are some faces you get to know.
Okay, but they already know about the curse stuff. Not that, like, he knows. We know.
We know that the detectives knew, yes.
No, yeah.
Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye.
You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best.
It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I.
Amazing.
That's actually a JoJo pose, by the way. No, wait. Maybe make that
Make that.
Richter Kai investigator extraordinaire.
I, an investigator extraordinaire.
Ma'am, please do not patronize me.
Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself?
What happened to my head? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend into like a chameleon in any outfit.
All that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right?
Who the fuck is the middle-aged man?
We don't know. He was just
was
walking.
that the nervous guy? I think that was the nervous guy.
Yeah.
Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved than we thought.
That's funny.
Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Okay.
So we're just chilling here. Yeah, I think that's the same thing she's been saying the whole time.
Hold on. I'm looking for suspicious
Has anyone
characters.
showed up? Because, I mean, yeah, people could come to where we are, you know? But I don't know if there's any, like, tale regarding the Sumida River. So.
I think just inherently, the Sumida River is important.
Is something wrong?
Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nijima murders.
So it has.
Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform.
So the killer could be out.
Could be.
That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society.
I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation.
Oh, really?
They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret for everyone but their employees.
Clear.
They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities, so they won't be recognized in the workplace.
My.
Do
The way
think,
you
wouldn't
put
it be
it.
Funny? Wouldn't it be funny? Because remember how I was making fun of where is he? Like I was making fun of this guy for having such a fucking thumbhead.
Yeah.
What if like he lost all the weight in prison over 20 years and now he's just fucking now he's just like this guy?
That'd be crazy.
I would like they don't have height or anything, right? So there's not really like a chance to cross-reference anything.
It is true. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name, with anyone any the wiser. Anybody
With no
the
any
wiser.
the wiser. It's possible. It happens. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if it was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind.
I see.
One or the both of us should definitely have our eyes open. I don't understand why we're both just standing on this public bridge with our eyes closed.
How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too.
What is that? My gun! Shoots him.
My god. I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. I don't think we've seen a janitor, I think, and I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Najima. I mean, maybe lost weight.
Okay. Oh.
He looked a little different after 20 years. Yeah, duh. Much thinner than I remembered, too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all.
Why are you smiling like a weirdo? This is an extremely uncomfortable conversation, ma'am.
So, what next?
I say you go back home, lady. Like, stop trying to die. The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance away from any of the seven mysteries. It is unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think.
I mean, also in her house could have worked as well. I don't think anyone will show up there. I see.
Unless they do.
All right.
Uh,
Suspend.
what?
We're leaving this tale, I guess.
We're leaving the story. Very interesting.
Cannot progress
You
any
cannot
further.
progress any further. Once the situation has changed, select resume to try again. Okay. Cool. Can I ask you a favor?
What?
Can we go to Yoko or Yako?
Oh my
Because
god.
I was doing so much Richter. You got it. You gotta
I
be
mean,
honest.
it feels like
Kama.
I mean, I got a lot in the end there, but it's okay. I feel like it's more tied into like Harues anyway.
Haruya. Haruo. Tetsuo. Alright. Yako searches for the right resurrection to revive her friend who jumped to her death. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurosuzu in their classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit board. This can only go well. This sort of thing has never gone sideways before.
Kazaki.
So this one would be the this one would be no, where is it? It would be Fool's Procession because that's the high school.
There's two girls here. Wow.
Look at her fucking. She has a
Zach, do
fucking
you want to be
pentagon
her?
head. Mio?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. There you go. You ready for this, Yako?
I mean, why?
What do
I
you
don't.
think?
We probably are ready, right? We don't. I don't think we. I
What
mean, if
if
you
we
want, maybe I need
what
a
if
second. We can look around. Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Sorry. Give me a second.
It's okay. It's normal to be nervous your first time. There's nothing to be scared of, I promise.
Okay. Well, I'm ready. I guess.
All right, we got this one.
Let's see. Okay, I guess I'm reading this. Yako is a student in Class 2C at Komagata High School, unable to comprehend why her childhood friend and classmate Michio Shiraishi committed suicide. She attempted to investigate the incident herself. However, she was unable to make any progress and, feeling desperate, invited transfer student Mio Kurozusu to join her in performing a spirit board ritual. Born and raised in Honjo Sumida City, Yako's family has owned and operated the beloved candy shop Senoya since its establishment in the early Showa era. Despite her modest appearance, Yako is a cheerful and vivacious young woman with a sense of duty and compassion so strong that she's easily moved to tears. She's also a quick a bit quick-tempered and quarrelsome, always prepared to stand up against those who harm her family or friends. It is possible, however, that this readiness to fight is more driven by an innate love of chaos. Dang! Yako's winning streak against arrogant boys and scraps since she was a child remains unbroken and is the source of considerable stress for her mother. That's funny.
That's extremely funny. I love her de facto love of chaos.
Well, they said it's potentially like the underlying love of chaos. It's not like on the surface of her like consciousness.
A coeducational municipal high school of 632 attendees. Its name is commonly shortened to Coma High, because you get knocked out. Although it opened as
Oh my god.
Honjo's first middle school in 1943, subsequent revisions to its enrollment policy saw it change its name, becoming Komagata High School. The school strives to instill its students with the 3 S's of Sumida: sound morals, social responsibility, and strength of spirit, which is 4 S's. But success has been limited. Plagued by delinquency, it has been forced to turn to temporary employees to compensate for its high staff turnover, and its sports clubs face challenges with its inner city location and small campus. Its traditional culture research club is thriving, however, even issuing regular bulletins in collaboration with the local records office. That's fun. All right, let's start. Oh, fuck. This is the spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. You know what? Fuck this. I mean, I'm gonna keep reading, but I like the. We should have went with what's his face instead, because then you would be doing all the reading, and I would be doing first. Like him, apparently.
Oh.
First, we'll put our finger on the 10 yen coin that's on the board.
Like this?
Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. Now for the chant. Repeat what I say, okay? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Your turn.
Oh, Spectre of Spectre.
Spirit of the Spectre Board! Well, it's Spectre of the Spirit Board, right?
Yeah, I like how the top one says Scepter of the Spirit Board. It's just a slight, like, change of the word. Yeah.
Fucking with people who are dyslexic.
Yeah, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Spectre of the first one, I think. Spectre of the Spirit Board.
Hold on.
Please visit us, yeah, okay.
Please come on over. Please come to me. Please visit us.
Spectre of the Spirit Board, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us.
Did she say it twice?
No, she said it once, but we did
why
it
did
twice.
We say it twice? Good.
Wow, there was a little audio thing there going.
Yeah, you hear that little chime of like, congratulations, you learned how to open up your fucking text log. Please tell us if you are there. Why is my arm so flat? Yes.
Oh, it really moved.
It looks like we succeeded in the summoning. We can ask questions now.
Right, questions.
Start with a question you know the answer to and see the response. Then, when you know your questions are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know.
Okay, I'll start with something simple. That seems like a really dumb question.
What is this girl's name? Wait, no. So we need to pick... God, it's not fair because we have multiple choice questions. I would love to pick a question that we know the answer to, but she does not know the answer to, right?
Well, is this really you is dumb, right? What is this place? Like, everyone knows what this place is, so any other ghost could say that. What is this? What is my name? Some other people could know her. That's a little more limited. What is this girl's name? Did this girl transfer before? she died or after she
Right,
died?
but what I'm saying is that I think that this is your classic like hoax. Like that's why both of our fingers have to be on the coin, so that way she can influence the coin to move around, right? So it's
No.
like if we say what is this girl's name, she obviously fucking knows her own name,
Yeah,
right?
but what if we're saying this girl as in like
Top,
this
it's the only
girl's
other person in the it's the only other person in the fucking room.
maybe we're talking about
I'm gonna
herself as
say
in
what is my name. Because
sure.
that's like that's the thing that she would like least likely know. She's probably just gonna say Yako, but whatever. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't really see any other. I think I should know the answer to this. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is my name? Huh? What's the matter?
How strange. No?
They don't know. Huh, it told me no.
Ah, I bet it means that it doesn't know. It may be the Spectre of the Spirit Board, but it doesn't know everything.
Is this spirit the real deal? It just goes to yes.
It's fine.
I feel like it's giving me attitude.
Go back to yes.
What is this girl's name? No, because we already asked what our name is.
I mean,
I feel like we're just going up.
yes. Sure. I mean, I guess we could do that, right?
Yeah. Fine. What is the name of the girl across from me? Okay, so it knows her, but not us.
But I think that's because Mio didn't know how to spell our name.
You think that's it? I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, I guess you could know someone's name without spelling
That being
it.
said, we do know that spirits are real, but I do think that Mio is pulling our leg right now.
It's not fair. It knows your name, Mio.
It even used that weird character you used to spell your name.
What?
Well, I guess that'd make more sense if we were playing this in Japanese. How flattering. Don't do a little tiny smile. What's wrong with you?
Okay, now we're introduced to her. Okay, person rich, open up. Mio transferred to Class 2C at Komagata High School about 2 months ago. Although she is extremely mild-mannered... She is an extremely mild-mannered young woman. She exudes a somewhat off-putting dark aura, which makes it difficult for her to form friendships. Mio has, however, found a friend in her classmate Yako Sakazaki, and has begun opening up to her little by little. The truth of the matter is that Mio is the apprentice of a famous psychic. Possessing exceptional spirit sense, she takes on the troublesome task of surreptitiously handling spiritual disturbances that break out in schools across Tokyo before they become a problem. Oh! Maybe that's why she's here! She transfers schools frequently as a result and thus has trouble making human friends. Mio has already solved an incident at Komagata High School involving a female student possessed by a spirit. Although she takes effort to hide her spirit sense, many develop an impression that Mio has a deep knowledge of the occult and the paranormal upon first meeting her, leading her to be anxious that her secrets have been exposed. The most common comment she receives is that she seems to get along well with crows and black cats. So maybe actually the other girl was possessed as well.
I mean, that's entirely possible, I suppose, but I still find this very suspicious.
That even the teacher gets it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you.
Huh. I don't know how I should feel about that. Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
we can continue. What is my name?
And do we click it again, I guess?
I mean, I guess, right? Because what is this place? I think could just be high school, right?
I mean,
Or
I
whatever
guess we
this
could, right?
Kuro, whatever the shortened version of it is. Yeah, if you want, you can press that one.
Kuro High. Let's do this once just to see. I would hate to piss off the ghost.
Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, where are we?
H-I-G-H.
Yeah, school, high school. High school. High school. Correct. Is it just
The
very
answers
precise?
don't seem to be very precise. Okay, well, what's my fucking name?
I'll
Ask it
ask it
again. What's
again.
my name? Dude, just
Yeah, what's
fucking...
my name?
What the... Come on! Didn't even
Didn't-
hesitate this time. I'm getting pissed.
Okay.
Can I fight this fucking ghost?
Okay, the top question's dumb. I don't like. What do you mean? Is this really you? Are you Spectre of the Spirit Board? Are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board? If this is no to this. Yeah.
Oh.
Huh? It said no? Is it lying?
Not quite. The Spectre of the Spirit Board is just a temporary name we call them when using the Spirit Board. We're actually calling a spirit through with a strong tie to this place, or one of the people participating.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. In other words, a spirit that just so happened to be nearby just felt like answering. They don't really think of themselves as the Spectre of the Spirit Board.
Oh, really? Huh, feels like some of the mystique has disappeared. Do you mind if I still call you the Spectre of the Spirit Board?
Yes,
it minds? Never mind. I guess I still say thanks.
It's always good to remember to say please and thank you.
Spirit Board. Okay.
Due to the occult craze, divination has become popular among young boys and girls. All one needs is a coin and a piece of paper with letters and numbers on it. Using these, all one has to do is ask a question of the called upon spirit, and it will move the coin to answer. It is believed to be a tool that is adopted from Western spiritualism and molded by Japanese occult enthusiasts. Though it is considered a form of divination, the ritualistic nature of the usage can cause self-hypnosis or auto-suggestion. You trick yourself into believing that it's real, leading to hallucinations and symptoms similar to spirit possession. Okay. Many schools banned these spirit boards after there were several cases of students sneaking into schools at night, in addition to stories of people having seizures. Yeah, it's part of the auto-hypnosis stuff.
Oh my god. I guess I never thought, like, I understand the term you trick yourself into believing it, right? But using the term auto-hypnosis feels kind of crazy. Alright. It's time to try asking some serious questions.
Yeah.
Did we know who... Oh, Mio have a crush on.
I mean... We're here specifically because of a cause of death, right? And she knows this.
Plus, we don't want to get on her bad side, just in case, like, that's personal to her and she'll get
Imagine
mad.
if the answer was Yako.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's do this one.
Michio's cause of death. Okay, here I go. I'll be serious now.
Yes, please.
Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shirashi in our class? I thought we were asking how she died. Okay, who died by committing suicide by jumping 1 week ago? Really commit suicide?
She was murdered.
Nerd! No!
So it really wasn't.
I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry that your brain went on the outside of your skull.
Whew. Michio was a second-year student at Komagata High School. She was found deceased 1 week ago in a back alley off South Warigesui Street. Her entire body broken and severely contorted. Police determined that Michio committed suicide by jumping from a nearby apartment building. As there was no suicide note, the police based their conclusion on an interview with Michio's peers. Michio was an honor student with a good head on her shoulders, consistently excellent grades, making her a favorite among the teacher. Although she appeared somewhat reserved, she had a positive outlook on life and a courageous spirit. So far, nothing that appears that she wanted to kill herself. Michio and Yako formed a long-lasting friendship during childhood, with Yako's unbending, uncompromising attitude deeply influencing Michio. However, beneath her strong exterior, Michio has been pushing herself too hard and keeping her emotions bottled up to the point that they risked overflowing. Following her father's death 3 years ago and moving to a new house, Michio began avoiding Yako. Although the two remained in the same area of town and attended the same high school, they gradually grew further apart. Yako herself worried for her childhood friend, but incapable of wading into complexities in Michio's home life, kept her distance. The days passed, and though Michio longed to confess everything to Yako, the moment to do so never came. Whoa, Michio carried an old talisman, a memento of her father, with her at all times.
So she probably did have the ability to kill people then.
Unless, like, this is like a separate talisman, you know?
It's entirely certain, but it seems very specific.
Yeah, I agree. Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shirashi die in an accident?
It was an accident.
It said yes. So it was an accident and not a suicide.
Michio.
Then did she slip and fall from the apartment building? No. Someone else accidentally murdered her?
Someone was trying to kill someone else and murder her instead?
Yeah.
Huh? She didn't?
What do you mean? Michio didn't die from falling from the apartment building? This seems like a curse. Is there any...
She died by triggering a curse.
Is there any curse? I don't think there's any curse that has to do with, like, falling or, like, twisting... Well, no.
Well,
the other curse was cutting off body parts, so...
If it's the same... curse as before... Because last time when we saw Yako in...
what was she carrying? Did we see what it was? The curse?
Yes,
stone?
we did see it for a split second, and it was a baby. It was a little baby's face, or it was like a very round face talisman thing, which is what leads me to believe that it was the Fool's Procession. I think that she accidentally triggered her own curse. I think that's why it was an accident.
Okay. If that were true, then why was she lying on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building?
It was an accident, but not a fall.
The Spectre of the Spirit Board, what happened to Michio on that day? Okay, we'll see how it can... Does it know?
It seems like it doesn't know the details.
Then how about... With Spectre of the Spirit Board, we want to use the Rite of Resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Won't this be pissed? Won't it be like, well, why don't you bring me back, huh? Do you know where the Rite of Resurrection is? Yeah, that is true.
I wonder.
You're gonna spaz out? Yeah, it's pissed.
Oh, well, by the way, that was what the face looked like.
Yeah. What is this? So, because she's shown an interest now, it's like... You're gonna get it. Stop, I'm scared, Mio.
Wait, hold up. Because wasn't that the whole point of the Fool's Procession, was that they could hear it and they would follow or whatever? Right, it was like a tricky... So maybe this curse just shows up for anybody who reaches out through spirit boards or whatever? Calm down, you can't let go before it's over. Oh my, yeah, well, there's the curse.
No, yeah, the procession. Such deep sorrow. The resentful memories flowing into my mind. Those who hear it will fall into the depths of hell. Oh, there's the fall.
Oh, very interesting.
Wait, so
hear the sound.
Two of them have hearing?
You have acquired the power to use the cursed stone Fool's Procession.
Oh, for more than 30 seconds.
Who heard the sound produced by the cursed echo for more than 30 seconds. The effect will be negated if you are seen in that time.
Oh, and you can't be seen. Well, this one sounds a lot like harder to do rather than the other guy who's just like, I could be wherever as long as you hear it, I could kill you.
Yeah. by fatal fall, one who hears it, if it's music for 30 seconds without seeing the curse bearer. Oh, because that ties into the thing of like not being able to find them, right?
Yeah, the falling part's kind of weird, but yeah.
Omiyo stood atop a tall festival tower. It was her time to shine, and she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined the troupe, but she had yet enjoyed her day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she all that talented. As a gossip and a loudmouth, she wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care about them, she thought. I'll use this chance to make something of myself. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono and an okame mask, which I guess is that, over her face. The stage was set. The accompaniment began. She danced with everything she had. The applause rained down upon her from the crowd. Her breathing hastened with excitement. I've gotta catch my breath. That's strange. Can't take my mask off. The smell of glue assaulted her nostrils. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Her screams were drowned out by the music as she squirmed and struggled. Omiyo is giving it her all today. We have to keep up. The crowd livened up even more. No, please, someone help me. She fell from the tower, writhing in pain as she begged those around her for help. The music stopped in time with Omiyo's heart.
Well, that's the thing. This just seemed like an accident, right? Like the gluing of to the face was clearly malicious, but I don't think it was like to kill her. You know?
I don't think that the people that did this quote unquote prank really thought about it at all.
Yeah.
It still very clearly was murder. Actually, of the 3 stories we've heard of so far, this one seems the most cut and dry murder.
Yeah. Ugh. Murderous impulse seeps into my soul, my like black tar. I don't know.
No.
No, just kill.
Kill.
Can you hear it, Curse Bear? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them.
Oh, it's a memory. Alright. Can we go until the hour and then call it?
Yeah, sure. That's like 20 minutes.
Yeah. The information they gained from the spirit board suggests that Michio's death was not a suicide. When they continue to press the spirit board for location of the rite of resurrection, a curse echo suddenly appears.
1 week ago.
This is when she committed suicide, or died to the curse. Looking at the book. What are you looking at there? Oh, it's me.
No, we're actually looking. I was like, what?
Oh.
Whatever. Hey, did you hear someone from our school committed suicide? But really, who? I heard that. Michio from Class C, right? No way, Michio? She's been acting pretty strange lately, but I still can't believe it.
What somber music, by the way?
People talking. Hear about the suicides on the news. There was a girl who transferred into Class C. Heard about her. She's gloomy and doesn't stand out much.
Really?
Did you know that the school she was at before she transferred also had a suicide?
Uh-oh.
What? For real? That seems like kind of fishy. Did you know I heard Michio's mom remarried last year? Say her new stepdad's a total jerk. Really? How so? Like, he peeked on her while she changes and couldn't keep his hands off her. Ugh! I even heard he's an ex-con. If she resists him, he gets violent. That's so scary. No way I couldn't take that. I'd probably think about killing myself, too, if I had to deal with someone like that at home.
Jesus Christ, kid.
these are 2 boys, it's you.
Did you hear about the Michio Class C? Yeah, she seemed like the stereotypical honor student in her whatever. She stopped showing up to class and her grades started dropping after her 3rd semester. So she offed herself because her grades were bad? No fair. Just thinking about the practice test makes me want to die too. Fucking Jesus, kid. Like, someone died. Fucking... Oh, it's Ouchie.
There might be some of you who already know, but member of our class.
A member of our class,
There you go.
Michiko Srirachi, passed away last night.
He's just ecstatic underneath his hair.
No.
I don't know.
No, excuse you, I'm just a little stuffy. Okay, calm down. I know this comes as a surprise, but please keep quiet. Cause the cause of death is still under investigation, and there's nothing we really know for certain at the moment. Detailed investigation reports will come from the police, so please don't go spreading any rumors. Got it? We're sending everyone home for today. No dilly-dallying on your way. School will be off tomorrow as well. Hey, you! Stop celebrating. Show some fucking respect.
It's really fucked up.
Ooh.
There will be a memorial service scheduled next week at the school assembly, if anyone wishes to pay their respects individually.
Several days
days.
later.
Yako? Hi, it's me. Sorry to bug you. It's just, you seem a little different from your usual self. Is it because your friend committed suicide? I hope I'm not being a nosy.
Was that her last name?
I think both of these are her last name. Or I think they're both correct. It's just, yeah. Do you want to be formal or informal?
You could be formal just in case, I guess.
Why would you want to be formal in this situation?
Well, I don't know how close... I don't... Like, this is the one thing I don't
They
maybe
literally
get.
said that she started she started opening up. That's literally what her thing was. Yeah. Has, however, found a friend in her classmate Yako.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay,
Good
that's...
job, Saba. Good job
I
remembering. Clearly,
no.
you didn't give a shit about Mia.
You need to shut up, because I don't know culturally, like, realistically, how quickly people, like, go switch from, like, first name to last, or last name to first name, so... Yeah. Is I acting that strangely?
Yeah, enough to make me worry. If you want to talk, I'm happy to listen.
Yeah, this is perfect timing. There's actually something I want to ask you.
Yeah? Also, where are all the fucking delinquents that we heard so much about at the school?
I don't know.
Also, didn't they say that they don't usually hire, like, teachers anymore? They hire, they have to do, like, substitutes constantly because of the high turnover rate? Wouldn't this be the perfect place to hire the criminal guy?
Well, you said it was a janitor, right? So...
Well, that's what... She said that it might be a janitor. We didn't see his face, though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess the top one makes the most sense, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know the spirit board thing that everyone's been doing? Where you summon a spirit and ask it whatever you want.
Yeah, I know it.
I want to try it out. There's something I want to know.
Why are you telling me this?
I mean... You seem like the type to know about this stuff.
Is it because of the pentagram that I have pinned to my hair? It's not my fault, alright?
She's like, oh, okay. Again, I guess.
You?
Yeah, you look like you're really into the occult stuff, you know? You've got that kind of gloomy look.
I don't know how I should feel about that.
Hair.
She looks straight into the camera.
You know how to do it, right?
Well, yes. I think I probably know a little more than most.
Okay, please help me. You're my only hope. We can
Wait,
ask more.
Ask again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think that's a... Hey, Mio. You know about the rite of resurrection, right?
Yeah. That's the thing Mr. Arakashi apparently discovered and wrote an article about. I said that name perfectly wrong.
You did, and I was laughing internally.
I doubt there's many people who don't know. He's always talking about it. What the hell are you doing with your
Do
lips?
you believe it's real?
Huh? Well, it sounds a little too good to be true to me.
But on the off chance that it really works, we could bring Michio back to life with it. I want to find it if there's even the slightest chance of bringing Michio back.
But how will you look for it?
Hey, that's the thing. About the spirit board. Michio, I wonder why she had to die.
She didn't leave a note or anything, but they announced that it was a suicide.
That can't be right. She would never kill herself. Michio was so happy and always looked on the bright side of things. She loved coming to school.
Didn't we literally just read a thing about how her life had recently got all fucked up?
Well, maybe coming to school was like her escape or whatever. I know she was going through some hard times, but for her to kill herself?
I never got a chance to speak with her. She was often absent from school, and when she did come in, she looked depressed.
You're right.
Every time she came in, she would always murmur to herself about how she's gonna jump from a building.
My god. That's why everyone was so willing to accept that she committed suicide. They acted like they cared, but all they did was gossip about it. They put together little pieces of information and spread rumors like it's the truth. Isn't that terrible?
Yes, it is. I've heard some of that. I've heard some that are really awful.
In the end, the only reason they're able to say stuff like that is because they aren't personally involved. It's true that she didn't get along with her new stepdad and her grades went down.
Did I ever tell you the story of how when I was in middle school, one of my, I didn't know her at all. I literally never talked to her. But I had a student that I went to school with who just like suddenly disappeared for like 4 months all at once,
Ooh.
right? And then when she came back, she was really like standoffish, and I mean she was like relatively popular, so she had like people that talked to her, but she wasn't as outgoing. Turns out her fucking mom had been murdered.
Oh.
Like murdered in cold blood by a robbery gone wrong, and I was like, Jesus fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I'd take off a long time too if I could. Say things like, how sad. No wonder she killed herself. How dare they? She always told me she was okay whenever I talked with her because I was worried. She would have told me if there was something bothering her so badly she'd kill herself over it.
Uh-huh.
Maybe to exhaust, okay. I won't let me choose death be written off like this. Maybe she got caught up in something bad.
Something bad?
People have been talking about that body found in former Yasuda Gardens, right? Some are saying that this town is cursed or something.
Yes. There has been a strange feeling around things recently. The thing you wanted to ask, is it...
Yeah, I want to know the truth behind Michio's death, and where the rite of resurrection is hidden.
I see. I don't know if getting the answer to those questions will be as easy as you hope.
Please, the teachers and police aren't any help, and there's only so much I can do alone. If there's even the slightest chance, then...
Well, okay. If that would make you feel better, then I'll help.
Yes! Thank you, Mio!
Okay, then. Tomorrow after dark.
I feel bad. We just executed this girl immediately when we saw her the first time.
Well, that was her fault. She ran away.
Oh, that is true. We didn't trigger it. She just
Okay.
yeah.
Body discovered 1 week ago. Died from full body blunt force trauma in an alley off South Waluigi Street. Believed to have fallen from the roof of a nearby apartment complex. Potential motives. The deceased parents had recently remarried, and rumors among the students suggest physical abuse by her stepfather may constitute motive for suicide. Okay. Good to know. Wow, there's so many files in this game. This playthrough has been like 80% reading.
So far, we haven't really encountered any one, you know.
Okay,
I mean, we met new people, but huh?
Ah, you're awake, Yako.
Yeah. What happened?
You can't remember?
Let's see. We used the spirit board, and suddenly heard something like this weird voice, and then I passed out.
Yes. As far as I can tell, you aren't experiencing any negative effects. I think it was just a mild shock from how sudden it was.
Huh? Ah, was everything okay with the spirit?
Yep. It was almost bad, but I got it to leave. More importantly, what is that thing you have in your hand?
In my hand?
Yeah, this guy. See?
Okay, so yeah. Whoa, what the heck is this? It looks so freaky. When did I get this?
Oh, there's so much anger and hatred held within it. It looks like the tools that were used for ancient curses.
What? That's so scary.
This is unique music, by the way. So
Yeah, I was like, is this its music? I was concerned for a second.
I wonder if this is okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yako, you just said you heard a strange voice, right? Can you tell me what you heard? Anything you can recall? I think it might be connected to that object.
Let's see. I felt like I was at the bottom of a dark place, then this voice felt like it was echoing in my mind. After that, it just kept shouting, "Kill them."
Kill them. I
Man.
see. Thank you. Now I have to put you out of your misery. Yako,
Yako.
I think you may have exactly what you need in order to use the rite of resurrection. A curse with the power to take people's lives and turn them into soul dregs.
What? You mean this is a real curse? I know I said I wanted to use the rite of resurrection to bring back Michio, but why? Why me? It makes no sense.
Yako, please calm down and listen. I can't stay calm, killer.
My God.
I guess we were saying yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, we need to like listen. Like, I want more information. Yeah. I'm sorry about panicking.
No, it's okay. Fear is something we feel in the face of the unknown. Long ago, people would give names to phenomena they couldn't understand in order to live with them. However, modern-day developments in science and culture have pushed for the rejection of things that can't be measured. And so, the paranormal has been treated like it doesn't exist. But they've been around since a long time ago. If you just understand, you can see that there's nothing to be afraid of. First, calming down is the most important. Accept reality for what it is.
Huh? I only really gave this stuff a shot because it was popular, but you really do have a connection
She
with this
looks
stuff,
offended.
don't you? She's like, what? Ah!
Well, I suppose to an extent.
Hey, Mio, what do I do? Where do I start? Am I cursed? Am I going to die?
It's okay, I'll take care of the curse. That's why I'm here in the first place.
What?
Fucking put your fish lips away. What the fuck is wrong with you? Trust me. I'll take care of things. It'll be alright.
Oh, I hope she doesn't die too. Now the people I really don't want to die are
We're
freaking
gonna die.
Mio and what is our beautiful man, okay?
And Jojo.
And Jojo.
Richter.
Richter. Yeah, don't let him die. I love these two. They dragged you along to do the spirit board.
It's fine. You're desperate to find a way to try and help your friend. But spirit boards are dangerous. You have to take them seriously. So I'm glad you invited me. Alright, let's review everything we've learned so far and think of how to move forward.
Okay.
Oh, I just realized that I think that the music that is playing is literally the music of the curse, but she's looking at us so she won't die.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. I knew like this weird music probably related to the thing, or hopefully maybe it does. But yeah, we have to be out of her sight. Do you think this is the thing now? Instead of turning the voice off, we turn audio off, and that's how we stop this curse.
Maybe. Or we could just, because I guess there might be situations.
Music volume.
Yeah, I think that works, man. Keep that in mind. I think that's a good idea.
What is this curse? Am I cursed?
Well, I've only looked into it a little, but I wouldn't quite say you're cursed. It's more like you gain the ability to use the power of a curse. So there shouldn't be any kind of negative paranormal effect on you.
The weird song, sorry. The power to use a curse? Do you mean this curse stone?
Yes. If the curse stone is used under certain conditions, a curse will be placed on someone, taking their life and turning it into soul dregs. Soul dregs are said to be required to enact the rite of resurrection. Normally, a curse is a spell that would only be usable by Onmyonji of considerable talent. I believe that curse stones make it so that even normal people can use them.
So someone like me with no knowledge could curse someone?
Yes, but it's still nothing to take lightly. You could end up having it redirected right at you. To tell you the truth, something unusual did happen while we were using the spirit board. It happened right around midnight.
Oh, midnight?
The whole area seems to be under the effect of the Feast of Shadows. That's
What?
the first time I'm hearing this.
Feast of Shadows?
Yes, it is a type of spell that temporarily boosts the
Oh.
potency of the supernatural. It also has the effect of making the powers of certain curse echoes manifest more easily. Judging by its strength, I'd say it probably covers about a 3 to 4 kilometer radius. You mean the size of Honjo?
Mhm. It's big enough to cover all of Sumida City.
Yes, I think the Feast of Shadows was used to cause the resentment lingering in the area to manifest as cursed stones. Someone did this.
But who?
Probably the fucking business lady. The fucking evil
Oh, God, yeah, that seems reasonable.
I don't know enough to say, but it's likely that it was done by someone who wants to uncover the rite of resurrection. This isn't something to happen naturally.
I see. Update! Feast of Shadows!
A technique that allows one to create a field that temporarily boosts spiritual energy. In addition to amplifying this... Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Oh my god.
In addition to amplifying the spiritual power of a particular area, it can also be used to amplify the strength of grudges and desires tied to the area. The effectiveness of the Feast of Shadows is dependent on the abilities of the user, but it is possible to limit the scope and range of the spell to such a degree that one could use it to amplify the powers, even though those not naturally gifted with spirit sense.
How'd you like that?
Nice, it was very good. Thank you.
Was it? I think you're lying to me. All right,
It's good.
Let's
Very
say
good.
we save and we come back on Sunday.
Sure. We've We'll start over. Okay.
All right.
This is still
Well-
exciting. We haven't really dealt with any like other people's curses yet that we haven't like figured out. so-
We haven't done any of the like puzzle segments because in the
Yeah.
intro we did like fucking 3, and I think that was just to give you like a nice smattering of things. My assumption is that this one is probably gonna give us something new to do in side story 1, Harue's, right? Because
Mhm.
these ones are so evidently tied together. But I think it's gonna start turning into stuff where like next week we're gonna have like a nice chunk of same thing where it's just like it's like reintroduction of info again, you know? Because it's like it is kind of interesting that Harue's story introduced the idea of like the river and this like murderer who's hypothetically like back in town, and then this one talked about the Feast of Shadows, which is like another facet of the world, which I think is kind of interesting. But anywho,
Yes.
I think that's fantastic. So we'll be back next weekend. That'll be cool. All right.
Sounds good. This was fun.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye. Our little squirrel has left us. Let me turn off Parsec. There we are. Okay. Well then, we're done with this stream. Yeah, thanks for anyone who stopped by. Once again, welcome to the spooky season. You'll be seeing. I think I'll be keeping on this outfit for the rest of at least October. And then when we get into November and December, we'll be wrapping up into our warm weather clothing. So, but I figured this fit Paranormasight anyway. Okay. Have a great October, everyone. Bye-bye. Wow, that sounded like I was going to be gone for a while. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.